How's it guys? Welcome back to the Rocky Fern. My name is Luca and I have Volley Type 4, and in today's episode we're doing part 5 of the house tour. We're going to do the backyard and my carnivorous plant setup, so let's get into it. Alright, might as well start off with showing off the Aquaponics setup. This Aquaponics has been set up with a bell siphon for almost 8 years now, and it's been going strong. I had one table. Originally it was 4 tables. Underneath this tarp is where the reservoir and the fish are kept, and then it's just one single pump. Like I said, a bell siphon. Right now we have just a few aeroids in there. There's a Aglaonema pictum tricolor and an Aglaonema red emerald, and then some basil, some onions, spring onion. So yeah. Right here we have the pendulifolium pendulifolium, I think. This is the red firecracker bush with some red firecracker flowers. This you can find all over Hawaii. It can get actually quite big, so I keep it in a small pot on purpose. This is the Zematophyllum Xanadu, the dwarf variety, I believe. Hope you guys can hear me over the wind. This is my Alocasia reticulata, a reticulated one. Beautiful alocasia. This was a ornate flower that I have up front that I just wanted to play around with and see if I could grow in a pot. It definitely should go in the ground. Just taking a step back, we have my Alocasia stingray that I separated and split up because they were pot bound, and they're still stressing out over that. So they're recovering. But on the flip side, we have my Alocasia zebrina. Look at the size of this. I kind of showed it off in the repot video of the Alocasia, but this thing is just amazing, and it has variegation on it that's on every leaf. I think it's variegation. Take a look at it. Kind of hard to say. But this is its newest leaf, and it's huge. So that's cool. This is a philodendron that I pulled off of a hotel. Has these really pretty leaves on it. So I'll put my guess into what I think it is. Then this is my Alocasia. This is the Alocasia branchifolia. And you'll have to excuse that. A little messy right now, but we just got dumped on, but normally that's kept over the barbecuer, but because it's wet, we're not going to put it over there. But I think this is the plant that volunteered into that Florida Beauty, so kind of interesting. And we'll move up over here. We have a very cool, this is kind of where I keep all of my pendant leaf anthuriums. This anthurium came from Ecuagenera import. This is the friedrichsthaii, or fried, I have a hard time saying this word, but friedrichsthaii. Beautiful anthurium. This is my variegated Anthurium vittarifolium. I got this from the Plant Co. Really pretty variegation on it. Can't wait till it's really big. This is my normal Anthurium vittarifolium. This is a dream plant of mine. This is Anthurium lutheri, and it is taking a little bit of a beating being out in ambient temperature, but I really think I have the environment to keep it. So I think once the new leaves come in, they'll be adjusted, and it'll be just fine. Famous last words, right? Okay, then this is my Piper ornatum. Very pretty Piper, nice red underleaves, pink splotching when they're new, white splotching, silver splotching as they get older. This, I'll put a name, I always forget, but this is just a random plant that we found on the ground at Walmart, just a little cutting. We took it and it bloomed into this cool little hanging ball. That's kind of cool. Then, come back on this side here. This is my large Nepenthes ampullaria that is starting to recover. It did not like the shipment, but it's doing good now. Up here we have my Anthurium pendulifolium. This guy's doing much better because I got it from a seller off of the Big Island, so our conditions are pretty similar. Then you guys, if you can. This is the largest Hoya I own. This is Hoya imperialis, and it just gets enormous. It just gets huge, and it just keeps climbing and climbing. Let me see if I can get a picture of it for you in view. Really, this thing is huge. So this is my Hoya imperialis, and it is empirical for sure. Enormous. It has a peduncle right here, so I'm hoping that peduncle takes off. All right, while we're here, we'll go over to the table. So I just have some bromeliads that I collected here on island, just some pups I took off on a walk, and they've since turned this really nice pink color. Come over to the banana patch where I have a Monstera deliciosa that I took from, I mean, monsters are all over the place here, so that's taken off. There's also some syngonium, which is like a weed here. I think it's the batik. Here we have my platycerium, my only other platycerium, the elephantoides. And this is my biggest one, and then I have some pups that I have kind of have all over the place. That's where the tortoises are kept, next to the compost. This, find the tag. So these are my dracaenas. They are also known as Japanese bamboo. This is a natural color pattern of this plant. Makes it look like it's sick, but it's not. This is Satanthe burley marks. That's pretty good. It needs to be repotted. I might put it in the ground. Right here is my purple oxalis. This is my Anthurium reflexnervium that I got from the latest Aquaponics import. This is the Milky Way Japanese bamboo. So that's starting to get big. This is my very big but very on its own Hylaea pepperomioides. These are all my different cactus. I have a pseudo ripsalis right here, the Walichiidium. So that's starting to take off, and then the rest of these are just different color forms. But you can see how much shorter and squatter the growth is from the inside one. So the other one had much longer pads, but much narrower, and this is much shorter, but much wider, and I think they like the center here. We'll come to this wall. This is my peperomia that's variegated. I think it's the obovata, I believe. This is my begonia Milano ulata. Very cool begonia. I just transplanted it. It was getting kept in terracotta. I don't think it liked it, so I moved it, and it's still kind of deciding what to do. And this is my begonia silver escargot. Very cool begonia. This is my white striped Japanese bamboo. And right here we have a variegated burley marks. It's grown up. We have a Anthurium radicans luxurians hybrid. We have some other Anthuriums that I'm trying in cloth pots. See how well they like it. It does rain more so over here, so we'll see. Sorry about all the rain or the wind. Here's some more Anthuriums. They're crystallinum hybrids, clarinervium hybrids, king of spades. I'm not sure exactly which because they weren't labeled, but beautiful, beautiful. This is my philodendron Florida ghost. So you can see they all come out this kind of lighter color, and then they start to darken off into this normal dark color. This is my philodendron patriciae, and that leaf is enormous. This also came from Aquaponics and this latest import, but it's just a beautiful plant. This is kind of a reverting syngonium pink freckles, and I'm trying to get it to bring back the pink, so we'll see. This is my bartropical import. This is the Anthurium magnificum, doing really well. This is its newest leaf. This is I believe this is a home or Walmart plant. This is my Hoya Crimson Queen, or Crimson Princess rather. This is the one that is not as colorful as the one that I keep indoors. This is Hoya Crinkle 8, Carnosa Crinkle 8. This is my black pagoda plant, and I got it as a single strand, and it's starting to take off finally. It did bloom for me in that single strand, but anymore. Oh, there's a big old spider in there. Hello. Okay, and coming down here, we're gonna come back to this beautiful Hoya. This is my Japotia, the rattlesnake plant. These leaves get just enormous, but it likes it under here. This is another type of prayer plant. This is a cutting from that volunteer alocasia friedech. And then down here is my Maranta pot. I have the red Lucan, or the red Maranta, and then the variegated Maranta, and I'll put the names of each of them there. It makes kind of a cool pot. I just put it out here. It was kept indoors where I think it was happier. They are low light plants, but I'm gonna try to make this work back here, so save some room inside. And then this guy, this is my Hoya silesiana. This is known as Ongo Goblogian, and if any of you guys watch It's Always Sunny, it's because the blossoms on this guy look like a bunch of pink-haired Ongo Goblogian. So this is Ongo. I love it, and it's tenderling up here. Kept in pond. I had another one and it rotted out on me, so I believe for now this will work. This is another Tillandsia that's starting to bloom right here in the center that I just mounted in a coconut, being kept off this old tea plant. This is my Home Depot Begonia immaculata. And I don't think, oh, actually there's the first leaf I've seen in a long time that had solid spots, but I can't, never mind, I was just seeing things. So they have ocelli, circles instead of spots. So there's a bunch of male flowers on this begonia. It had female flowers earlier. And then there's a cutting down there I have in the ground. And we'll finish it off by checking out our carnivorous corner. All right, so this is kind of a new system I built for all the Sarracenia and different other pitcher plants, bog style plants. It's run off of a solar powered fountain pump, and it just trickles down each tray and then goes back into that trash can that collects rainwater. So it seems like a pretty cool system. And then down below I have a bunch of Calo, Pharaoh's Mask Colocasia, and the Hilo Beauty, which I think is a Colocasia now, could be wrong. But let's start off with the Colocasia. So this type of Calo or taro is called land taro. It's a black leaf variety. I have a bunch of these growing volunteer in the backyard, and I feed the bigger ones to my tortoises. Right here we have some moorland Calo that is given to us from an auntie whose mom recently passed away, and I'm going to have to spray this down. There's a bunch of aphids on that one. This is my Pharaoh's Mask Colocasia. Just making sure there's no aphids. Doesn't look like it. I need a repot on this because normally they're much bigger and much happier, but has that really nice black venation. This is one of my very first plants ever. This is the Hilo Beauty that Graham and I picked out, and it's this plant that really got me interested in the Aglaonema pictum tricolor, because as much as this plant has beautiful coloration, that tricolor is amazing. So come up here, you can kind of see the water coming out here, and it just fills up, flows into there, and onward and onward. So these are all Sarracenia. Sorry, these are all Sarracenia right here. Leucophylla obviously right here, and then this is Purpurea, one of my favorites. These guys made it through winter just fine, and I split them up. The sad part is I had a bunch of Venus flytraps, and they made it through winter, and I planted all these guys in kind of a sand soil mix, and they didn't like it. I don't know if there was something in the sand, but they all died. So unfortunately I have to get some more Dionea. But here's some more Sarracenia. This is a Purpurea again. Some of these are known as the Barba Green. It's a hybrid, kind of a famous hybrid. Very pretty though. The North American Sarracenias are the North American pitcher plants. Do really, really well. Direct sun, they do great here. They just need to be overwintered. And then right here, we have some more. The Purpureas are kind of one of the smaller varieties. Flava, I think, is the biggest. Lucanura is also a really big one. I'm getting into kind of a cool little tray right here. So these are the Drosera that I showed in an earlier video. I decided to bring them out here, and I think they'll be much happier here. This is my newest Cephalotus follicularis. I had another really big one. I had multiple plants, but that guy died too. This is an Utriculare alpina. This is a Drosera capensis. This is a Drosera, really small one, Pelacea. This had Drosera venusta in it, but it died, so now that's all that's left is a Utricularia. Here's another capensis that came from the same plant. This guy is Drosera omissa mixed with Fuchsia. This little guy right here, freaking awesome. This is Utriculare reniformis, the form corte. You guys saw this one on the previous video. All right, so these plants are kind of cool. So this is the native Drosera to Kauai. And we collected seeds when we were up in the Alakai swamp. We collected seeds from one of these plants and it grew to this really cool plant. It has these yellow flowers in it. I don't know what kind of plant this is. Some sort of, but they're all growing together in situ, so that's kind of cool. Flat margin-like leaves. And this guy also has a Drosera, a Kaua'i Drosera in it, but it has this like weird like pine tree growth, but it was found in the bog growing all over. And there's another Sarracenia purpurea. This is my biggest Sarracenia so far because they did not like that sand mix, but somehow this guy made it through and kept growing. These guys can get just choke full of flies. I mean, these guys catch flies like no other. And then we have this guy right here. And then before we finish, I want to show you guys. So here's a couple other plants I missed. This is an adenium that I keep bonsai'd. This is also another adenium. And we'll go visit one last part of the yard. Okay, so this is in the tortoise pen. This is my vanilla vine. That's just getting out of control. Got in a nice raised pot. Here's one of my rickrack cactuses I was talking about that I keep outside with very stout growth. Very short, fat, stubby growth. This is a Rhaphidophora pendulifolium, I think, that I collected here, and it's got vines growing everywhere. Big old fenestrated leaves. This is starting to get fenestration back again. I should put it in the ground and just send it up. This is my philodendron squamiferum, I believe. And it's got that really cool fuzzy petiole. It's growing back here. Very tight internodal growth. And right here, as a testament to how strong these plants are, this is Melanochrysum, the philodendron Melanochrysum, the black gold philodendron. Beautiful coloring, velvet leaf, just really pretty, and it's attached to the moss pole and it's starting to take off. So that's it, guys. So stay tuned for part 6 and the final chapter of the house tour, where we finish off looking at everything in the prop boxes. If you like what you see, make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next adventure.